Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings for Monday, November the 26th. We have 7 games on Monday's NBA slate. Definitely one of these slates where we're going to have to watch injury news. There's a lot of question marks going into Monday. A lot of injuries. You can see a lot of Q tags here. AD's questionable. John Wall, I expect him to play, but he's listed as questionable. Oladipo, Chris Paul. There's some more down here. Sabonis, Draymond Green. A lot of key injuries we're going to have to watch as the day goes on Monday. I'll try to do my best in this video to go through each injury at each position and kind of talk about if he's out, I like this guy. If he plays, then if I should play him or not. Try and go through all the injuries that are at least really notable. Before we do get started, though, going through each position, I would appreciate if you guys would drop a like on the video. Definitely does mean a lot. And if you are new to the channel, then make sure you click that subscribe button down below, so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. So yeah, point guard today we have James Harden. He is 11,400, very expensive. Against the Wizards, really the only way I play Harden today is if Chris Paul is out. Definitely don't want to pay this much for him if Chris Paul plays, but if CP3 is out today, then we could definitely go back to Harden. I played him these last two games with Chris Paul out, or at least the last game against Cleveland, not the last two, but last game against Cleveland, I played him with Chris Paul out. And he put up 66 DraftKings points in 44 minutes against the Cavs. Barely came off the court. He was only off the court for 4 minutes out of 48 minutes. So we're going to get a ton of minutes from Harden if Chris Paul's out. Probably going to get mid-30s in minutes if CP3 plays. So the minutes we know are going to be there. But the usage is through the roof when Chris Paul's off the court. 40 points, 4 rebounds, 13 assists for James Harden. Took 30 shots. I'd expect similar usage again for him here against the Wizards. Great matchup. A Wizards team that plays fast. I do love Harden here, but only if Chris Paul plays, or if Chris Paul's out, excuse me. Chris Paul plays, just can't pay this price tag for Harden. There's just other guys I'd rather pay up for. Like these mid-tier plays like Kemba, John Wall, Kyrie. Really don't see myself getting to these guys. Maybe Kemba at 9,400, but these guys are probably not going to be priorities for me today. I'm either going to be paying up for Harden if CP3's out, or I'm just going to be looking to other plays in this mid-range. So Jrue Holiday against Boston is definitely a guy I like here if Anthony Davis is out. That's a key injury that's going to really impact the slate. If AD plays, I think you can still go to Jrue Holiday. If AD is out, then Jrue Holiday probably becomes a core play for me, 8,300. But for right now, without the AD news, I'm going to look to a guy similarly priced to Holiday. Probably won't be as popular as I won't have as much exposure to him as Holiday if AD is out. But if AD plays and I need somebody to go to besides Holiday, then really like Zach LaVine, 7,700. I've been on this guy a lot lately, especially on DraftKings, because he just continues to be underpriced. DraftKings, quote unquote, is pricing him down for a bad matchup, but this is really not a bad matchup. The Spurs are not the same defensive team they used to be, so this is a good spot for LaVine. He's only 7,700, just continues to hit value on this price tag. LaVine just has so much upside on this price. He could easily go for 48 to 50 DraftKings points. I would not be surprised at all. And that makes him a very strong tournament play at 7,700. If you get 48 to 50 out of LaVine, definitely could win you a tournament with that amount of points at that price tag. In cash games, I think he makes a ton of sense. Would probably play Jrue Holiday over him if AD's out, but if AD plays, then Zach LaVine is a very strong option in my opinion today at 7,700. And then maybe if we want to go for some value at this position, really the only value play I see is Marcus Smart. So Jaylen Brown's doubtful. He's unlikely to play. There's a chance we get Marcus Smart in the starting lineup, which isn't really great because his usage does go down a bit when he's in the starting lineup. But he should play mid-20s, if not 27, 28 minutes, close to 30 minutes. I expect him to guard Jrue Holiday if he is in the starting lineup, so maybe that should increase his minutes floor if he's going to be on the court when Holiday's going to be on the court. And it is a good matchup against the Pelicans. I could see going to Marcus Smart today if we get the news that Jaylen Brown's going to miss, which I expect him to. I think he becomes a decent option at 4,100 for value. But that's really all the value that I like on this slate that I see. Point guard for me, I'm really going to be sticking to just a few guys here. Maybe Ricky Rubio if Donovan Mitchell misses again, but it's mostly going to be Jrue Holiday if Anthony Davis doesn't play, and Zach LaVine are the two guys that I really like at this position. And if Chris Paul's out, I will definitely be trying to pay up for James Harden. But let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard now. So kind of the same guys I've talked about I really like here. You can play Jrue Holiday here. Zach LaVine is shooting guard eligible here. But there's a value play I do want to touch on. I think it's going to be a very strong option today. So Eric Gordon at 4,800 becomes a strong value play for me today if Chris Paul is out. Don't have that news yet, so definitely going to want to watch that as the day goes on Monday. I am recording this on Sunday night. If Chris Paul's out, Eric Gordon, very strong value. The minutes are going to be there. He played 39 minutes. Last game with Chris Paul out, put up 38 DraftKings points, had 28 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 steals. Took 16 shots. I'd expect the shots to be there for Eric Gordon. If he's making the shots, he's going to be a great value at 4,800. If the shots aren't falling, then we're probably going to get a bad game from Eric Gordon. But in this spot against the Wizards, a team that plays fast, I like Eric Gordon here. Really only going to play him today if Chris Paul's out, so make sure you're keeping up with that injury news as the day goes on Monday. And then another guy you have here is Justin Holiday. He's been playing really well lately. The rebounds have been up for Justin Holiday. I believe he's got a double-double his last 2 games. Yes, he does. Against Miami, 27 and 13. Against Minnesota, had 14 and 11 with 5 assists, a block, and a steal. 56, 42 DraftKings points the last 2 games from Justin Holiday. Right here, we know this is going to be something we see nightly from Justin Holiday. 40 minutes. I'm not surprised Justin Holiday played 40 minutes. I am a bit surprised these last 2 games that he's got double-digit rebounds, because that's usually not something we see from Justin Holiday. And the fact that he's taken 16 and 18 shots these last 2 games. If he's going to continue to grab these rebounds, I believe Wendell Carter's minutes have gone down a bit. So maybe that's resulted in Justin Holiday being able to pick up a few rebounds. He's gotten close to taking double-digit shots mostly every game. There are some games where he doesn't take as many shots, but 16 shots against the Pelicans, 10, 12, 16, 18 these last 2 games. I could see going to Justin Holiday. Probably would play Eric Gordon over him if Chris Paul's out, but if Chris Paul plays today, then you could definitely take out Eric Gordon. If you're going to build around this core, you could take out Eric Gordon and replace him with Justin Holiday at the same price tag. But the shooting guard value plays besides these 2 guys, I guess the good guy you could play here is Rodney Hood. I was on him in the last slate because he was dirt cheap. I like the spot. He was 4,100 against Houston. He'd been playing really well, but had a bad game last game against Houston. Just 11 DraftKings points. Played just 26 minutes. Had his lowest minutes at his last few games. He'd been playing big minutes, 30 against Detroit, 34 against the Lakers, 39 against the Sixers. Then I played him against Houston, just 26 minutes, just 7 field goal attempts, just 11 DraftKings points. Probably going to be someone I avoid, but the minutes should be there. If you need a value play, I could see going to Rodney Hood. Honestly, I might play Marcus Smart over him. Both guys are sort of thin at value. I would much rather try and get up to Holiday or Gordon, but definitely there if you just really want to go cheap at this position. But yeah, let's move on to small forward now. So we have Giannis and KD at the top of these positions. Giannis at 11.6, probably not going to be someone I play a ton today. If Chris Paul's out, I like Harden to pay. I like to pay up for Harden. If Chris Paul plays, I definitely won't be paying up for Harden, but I probably won't be paying up for Giannis either. If Anthony Davis plays, then he might be my favorite overall stud on the slate. He's the cheapest of Harden and Giannis. He's 11.2, where Harden's 11.4, Giannis 11.6. So don't see myself going to Giannis today. Kevin Durant, I do like. I like these savings you get going down from Giannis to Durant. $700 in savings. Durant's been playing really well lately. We know the minutes are going to be there nightly. With no Draymond, with no Curry, the field goal attempts are going to continue to be there. He's going to take 20, 25 shots pretty much every game. The rebounds have been there lately as well. Double-digit rebounds in 3 of his last 4 games. KD's just starting to really look like the KD we expected. Taking all these shots, grabbing rebounds, getting some assists as well. Against Orlando, I like this spot for Kevin Durant. As long as Draymond remains out, as long as Curry remains out, which we know Curry's out, Draymond questionable. If Draymond's out again, then Kevin Durant, 10-9, probably the small forward I would pay up for here. But one guy I do want to mention that I really, really like today if AD is out is NIKOLA MIROTIC. He's only 6,900. Just feels underpriced. Even if AD plays today, I think you could consider MIROTIC at this price tag. Last 3 games giving you a very high floor, 34, 37, and 40 DraftKings points. We know the minutes are going to be there on a nightly basis. Without AD, the minutes are going to be through the roof. He played 40 minutes last game without AD. Only took 12 shots, but was very efficient. Had 24 points. Nearly got a double-double. Had 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. I'd expect a similar game out of NIKOLA MIROTIC today. If AD's out, very strong play at this position. In my opinion, I think you can consider him at small forward, especially if AD misses today. Looking for value at this position, I do like Markieff Morris if Dwight Howard remains out. Markieff's only 4,400. His minutes have been up lately with Dwight Howard out, 25, 29, 28 minutes the last 3 games, 25, 31, and 33 DraftKings points. Usually I believe it's either Markieff or Jeff Green that closes games. Thomas Bryant doesn't play a ton of minutes, even though he starts for Dwight. His minutes really aren't very high. I think he plays like 6 first half minutes and like 6 second half minutes. It's usually Markieff and Jeff Green picking up a lot of minutes and a lot of usage with Dwight out. So Markieff, 4,400. We know this guy has a lot of upside when the minutes are there. I think the minutes are going to be there if Dwight misses today. So he's a value play you could consider at this position if you're trying to go cheap. But probably it for a small forward. Let's go ahead and move on to power forward now. Anthony Davis, eligible at this position. Definitely like today. 11-2 against the Celtics. Obviously, he's questionable, so we're going to have to watch that news as the day goes on Monday. But if AD is able to play today, I just don't see anybody on this Boston team that can stop AD. They could put Al Horford on him. They could put Baines on him, but you really can't stop AD. The dude's pretty much unguardable. He's giving you one of the highest floors out of all players this year. Nobody really has a higher floor than Anthony Davis. Seems like he gets you 45, 50 DraftKings points just about every night. And we know he has that crazy 70, 80 point ceiling. So if AD's able to go today, I honestly think I'm playing him over James Harden. Even if Chris Paul's out, I would probably play AD over Harden. Like both guys, I'll have exposure to both guys, but AD's definitely my favorite. Just the dude's just so good. If he plays, definitely one of my favorite studs on the slate. But now, if he misses, Julius Randle, 7,600. Very strong play, even though Randle's price is starting to get up there. The minutes have just been there lately for Julius Randle. With AD out, I expect the minutes to be through the roof. 39 minutes last game against the Wizards, nearly triple-doubled, had 29, 15, and 7 with a steal, 61 DraftKings points. This is the kind of upside that Julius Randle has, and I expect him to be a very strong play at power forward or center if Anthony Davis unable to go today. And then another injury to watch this position, obviously Draymond Green, which I think him being out affects KD more than it does the other guys. But Domantas Sabonis, questionable. Miles Turner, questionable as well. If Miles Turner misses and Sabonis plays, I think Sabonis is a strong play at 6,800. If Sabonis is out and Miles Turner plays, then I think Miles Turner is a guy we can go to at center. If both guys are out, then Kyle O'Quinn probably becomes like the best value play on the slate. We'll talk more about Miles Turner when we get to center, but if Miles Turner is out, then I do like Sabonis at 6,800. But looking at other small forward, power forward plays, there's a guy I really like here, power forward eligible. You can play him at small forward as well. Otto Porter, been playing really well lately. Gets a matchup here against the Rockets. I like Otto Porter today, especially if Dwight Howard's out. Porter's rebounds have been up as of late, and I think that does come with Dwight Howard being out. He's taken a decent amount of field goal attempts as well. Double-digit field goal attempts the last 2 games, 12 and 15. He's just been scoring a lot more lately. The rebounds have been up, been getting a few assists as well. And we know Porter can get some defensive stats as well. I don't see him being guarded by P.J. Tucker. I imagine P.J. Tucker guards either Wall or Beal. So this could be a good spot for Otto Porter. He still remains a little bit underpriced in my opinion. Definitely like him at small forward or power forward. Very strong play at 5,700. And then value at this position really isn't a ton that I love. You could go to the Warriors value plays if Draymond's out. JEREBKO, I think he's been starting for Draymond Green. He's been playing about mid-20s minutes. Really hasn't been very productive. Probably something I avoid if Draymond misses. I think that really the key impact of Draymond being out is Kevin Durant. He's the guy you probably want to consider. But yeah, that's it for power forward. Let's move on to center now. So Cat, you have at the top of this position. He is 10K. Pretty expensive for Cat. Probably not going to be a guy I get to. I know Cat has monster upside, but I just can't pay 10K for him. I'd rather get up to Giannis, AD, Harden. I'd rather play all those guys over Cat today. So probably not going to be paying up for him. I really like the mid-tier at center. You have Randle, who you could play here, who obviously very strong play if AD's out. But NIKOLA VUCEVIC, really like him as well. 7,800 against the Warriors. Love Vooch in this spot. Love the matchup. I don't see really anybody being able to slow him down, especially if Draymond misses. I would imagine Draymond guards Vooch if Draymond's able to play. But if Draymond's out, Vooch should just totally be able to dominate on this Warriors team. He's been dominating as of late. I believe the Magic are on a back-to-back. They did play Sunday, and Vooch went off against the Lakers. Had 71 DraftKings points, 31 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists in 36 minutes. Competitive games this year, we're getting big minutes out of Vooch. He's been very productive when he's on the court. pretty much can lock him in for a double-double, and he does have triple-double upside. He's been able to get assists this year. 7,800, kind of similar to Zach LaVine, just feels underpriced for his upside. So I love him a ton at center, probably my favorite play at this position, either him or Randle. Probably going to be my highest owned centers. But other center plays we could go to, did want to mention Miles Turner. If we get no Sabonis today and we get Turner playing without Sabonis, then I expect his minutes to be a lot safer. I expect them to be higher. Really like him at 5,100 if Sabonis is out. But yeah, that's probably it for center, and I think that's it for the video, guys. So hopefully you did enjoy this video. Hopefully it helped you. If you enjoyed, just make sure you click that like button. I would appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT, or you can leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, guys, good luck tonight, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.